think after this, we can move on to the next speaker, that is Mihoko Otake Matsura. And again, please write on the channel about if you have any question on this. Okay. Miyako, please share your screen when you are ready.
Yep. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfectly. Thank you.
Yep. So I start my talk. So today I'll talk about embodied intelligence in conversations and its application to cognitive intervention and prediction. So thank you very much for this great opportunity to participate in this conference. And so I'm really thank to Humir and so organizers of this conference. So this is Miyoko Otake from Riken, Japan. The first, so I would like to connect my study and the topic of this conference. So embodied intelligence in conversation. So embodied intelligence is demonstrated in conversation, since thoughts and feelings are exchanged through visual, auditory, and motor functions. And multiple cognitive functions, such as memory, comprehension, reasoning, and executive functions, are utilized in conjunction with bodily functions. And based on these characteristics of conversation, we are developing technology to intervene in and to help maintaining and improving the cognitive functions of older adults through conversation. And today we present the effects of group conversations among humans using a moderator robot on human cognitive functions and the cognitive function that can be predicted from conversational features. So today I talk about cognitive intervention through photo-integrated conversation moderated by robots, which is abbreviated as PICMORE, a program, and the result of a randomized control trial. So in the PICMORE program, participants prepare taking photos based on the themes, and then during conversation, so pictures are shown on the screen, and so talk and have a Q&A with photos. And then immediately and delayed recall tests are done for the participants on the photos and talks. And during conversation session, participants talk about their own topics in the beginning, and then so others listen to their talks, and then during conversation interactive conversation session, each participant should ask questions and answer to the questions. And in particular, one person talk about 2 minutes, listening to other people's for 6 minutes, and answer to the questions for 4 minutes, and asking questions to others for 12 minutes. If the participants are 4, and then each person will have a talk on 2 photos and topics. And during the Q&A session, taking assistance based on the amount of speech by a robot. So moderator robots moderate the amount of speech. And in this way, we can control quality and quantity of conversational intervention. And so through this PICMORE program, and so we did a randomized control trial. An intervention group have a PICMO program, while a control group have just conversation without any constraints. Verbal fluency, which is one of the cognitive functions, which decline for through aging, and so decline rapidly for people with dementia. And so we also did MRI studies on the effect of PICMOR using resting state functional connectivity and voxel-based morphometry and tract-based spatial statistics analysis on diffusion tensor imaging, so DTI. And through all three analysis, we found that PICMOR have good effects on cognitive brain functions. And we also recorded large-scale data of 1 million words from group conversations through RCT, randomized control trial, and analyzed the relationship between spoken language and cognitive functions. We found that word patterns follow the scaling laws, namely Hip's law, irrespective of cognitive function, and that the variations in Hip's exponents were associated with overall cognitive function. And so this reflects vocabulary richness. So the results suggest that we can predict the cognitive function of the speaker through analyzing transcribed conversational data. And we also analyzed utterances in group conversations. And so the conversations were classified in terms of time and experience and knowledge. And recent tag was also added to distinguish between recent and remote memories. And we found that logical memories were associated with frequency of utterances that mixed past experience and knowledge, and those about recent knowledge. So people who talk about recent knowledge more have higher memory functions. So through these studies, we found that about intervention, conversations may potentially serve as cognitive intervention if the condition met, since one speech is out of output of brain, as well as other speech is an input of one's brain. And so, namely, verbal fluency improved. In terms of prediction, we found that speech in conversations may also predict cognitive decline, since one speech is an output of brain. And vocabulary richness and time orientation of speech can predict cognitive functioning. And we have developed group conversation assistance, as well as dialogue system and remote communication system. And we did group conversation randomized control trial before COVID pandemic. And during COVID and after, we are focusing on the development and evaluation of dialogue system and remote communication system, and they are ongoing. And so, these series of studies are conducted by our team, and there are 3 groups working on conversations, supportive system development, and then developing analysis method and evaluation of the effects of those systems through analyzing by the analysis method. And so I would like to acknowledge our group members. And so we have a movie on the web which describes our team results. So thank you very much for your kind attention.
Amazing. Thank you so much.